There are two things that no one has yet been able to do by themselves. One, get married, and two, live the Christian life. God has created us to be connected to one another, and we can't live the Christian life alone. Let's read together from Hebrews 10, verses 23 through 25. Let us hold unswervingly to the hope we profess, for He who promised is faithful. And let us consider how we may spur one another on to love and good deeds. Let us not give up meeting together, as some are in the habit of doing, but let us encourage one another, and all the more as you see the day approaching. In Bible college, first-year students are sometimes given an assignment in which they must make 100 observations about a penny. Try to do it sometime. 100 different characteristics. It's not easy, but the point of the exercise is to train students to go about Bible study with the same scrutiny. That's what we want to do with this Hebrews passage, and what we are to do in our Christian lives. The Amplified Bible says to consider and give attentive, continuous care to watching over one another, studying how we may stir up, stimulate, incite to love and helpful deeds and noble activities. This command carries with it the idea of irritating one another. And indeed, sometimes when others incite us to do good, it is irritating. The youth pastor of our church recently challenged the youth to delete all illegal pirated copies of free songs that the kids had downloaded from the internet. He pointed out that although no one else knew that they had stolen the songs without paying for them, God knew, and it wasn't right. This was convicting for all the kids, but only about half went ahead and followed their consciousness. The other half were irritated, but his inciting them to do good deeds just produced an unproductive rebellion. The key to this verse, and fruit-bearing in general, is to be open to the constructive criticism and help of others as they fulfill this verse. We need the help, advice, and feedback of others so that we can be like iron sharpening iron. Spouses can be irritating too, can't they? Oftentimes, they can see most clearly ways to stimulate us to be the best we can be. Think about the best friends you have in your life. Chances are they aren't just people who always tell you what you want to hear. If every time you asked your friend how you looked in a certain outfit and you heard super, well, you'd start to doubt his honesty and his trustworthiness. It may sound good to the ear, but it wouldn't help you to look better if the clothes were not flattering. Or have you ever returned after hours of being with people smiling to all you came into contact with, only to find that there was a piece of spinach stuck in your teeth? How embarrassing and frustrating to realize that although lots of people could have pointed it out, no one wanted to be the one to cause you a moment of discomfort, and yet they were willing to cause you 3 hours of green smiles. Painful as it may be, we need the honesty and the challenge our friends provide. But the key to allowing the truth to produce the most fruitful results is teachableness. In fact, one professor challenged the girls in his college class to choose their husbands based on how teachable they are. He said that if they are just teachable, that they have potential to grow, change, and love them far more than any other single quality, besides knowing Christ. Just like those kids in the youth group had a decision to make, what they would do with the truth, whether to be teachable or not, whether they would grow up in Christ, we have those same choices to make each day. What we decide will determine whether we grow up in Christ or grow old in Christ. It's been said that to grow old in Christ, all you need to do is get up every morning. Growing up in Christ, however, can't be done alone. I love to camp, and an indispensable part of camping is roasting marshmallows. An indispensable part of roasting marshmallows is the bonfire. As I carefully constructed my fires throughout the years, I've noticed that it was when I had the sticks, paper, and other dry materials all leaning together and lending their heat, that's when I had the best fire. One stick burns out quickly alone, but when they all lend their heat to the others, I got the best results possible. As a church, we come together and we share our gifts, worship, and support to each other's. If you are having a great day, be assured that someone else is struggling. and you may be the missing piece of the puzzle to meet His need.